Today the topic is pushdown automata. Pushdown automata is the automata which we use for context-free languages. Finite automata is used for regular languages, and pushdown automata is the model which we use to prove the context-free languages. In pushdown automata, the format is similar like finite automata except the stack. Here pushdown automata has the extra capability that is stack. So we can also say like this, it has some extra memory stack. As we have some extra memory here in the pushdown automata, this automata will generate more number of languages than the finite automata. And we know that stack means it operates in the last in first out manner. Let's see the model of pushdown automata. This is the model of pushdown automata. Here we have some input tape and finite control and reading head. So up to this, it's similar like finite automata. Along with that, we have one more memory, that is stack. And we have two reading heads, one pointing to the input tape and another pointing to the stack. So this finite control controls both reading the input tape and the stack. In this reading head towards the stack does two operations. One is pushing and the other one is popping. So because in stack, by using stack, we can do two operations, push and pop operations. And the definition of pushdown automata is a 7-tuple form which contains Q, sigma, tau, delta, Q naught, Z naught, F, where Q is the set of states and sigma is the input alpha sets and tau is the set of stack alphabets. Sigma is input alphabets, tau is stack alphabets. So what are the alphabets we push a pop from the stack that list out as the two. Q naught is the initial state and Z naught is the starting symbol in the stack. So initially we push Z naught into the stack. And F is the set of final state and delta is the transition function. And the transition function of pushdown automata is, it's like Q into sigma union epsilon into tau to Q into tau star. Means as here in pushdown automata, we have input tape and stack. So from one state, that means Q2, we have to read both input symbol and the stack symbol also. So that's why in the transaction function, we have on the left side as Q into sigma means input. We can use epsilon also as an input symbol into tau. Tau means we have to read the stack symbol also. So 2. So right side we have Q into tau star. So from one state to we go to the another state Q by doing either push or pop operation. So that push and pop operation represented by tau star. So how that I will show you. And how we check whether the string is accepted by the pushdown automata or not is, here in pushdown automata we have two different types of acceptance of string. One is accepted by final state and the other one is accepted by empty state. In finite automata, we check only accepted by final state. So by reading the string, if we can go to the final state, then we say that string is accepted. But in PDA, if you go to the final state after reading the string, then we say that string is accepted. And another one is after reading the string, if the stack is empty, then also we say that the string is accepted by the pushdown automata. How to check by final acceptance by final state is, here we always start from starting state, that means Q naught, and W means W is the input string and Z naught is the starting symbol of the stack. So from Q naught, initial state on input string followed by Z naught. Initially we push Z naught onto the stack. So by applying some transactions, if we can go to the final state QF by reading epsilon, after reading whole string means remaining we have epsilon by some alpha in the stack. Here the main thing is if we can go to the final state, then we say that string is accepted by final state. Consider this push down automata. Here one push down automata is given, and finite push down automata representation is like that. Here we have Q0, Q1, Q2 states. Q2 is the final state, and whatever we have here, A Z naught, comma A Z naught. So first from Q0 on A, as we always have to read both input string and the stack symbol. So Q0 on input symbol A and Z0 on stack. You read A Z0, then you have to do A Z0. So what this mean A Z0? If you have two symbols on here means you have to push A into the stack. We don't push A Z0. Z0 already there. You have to push A into the stack. Like here, here we have AA. So means currently top of the stack is small a. We push only one A here. So Q0 on CA, comma A means here A already on the stack. We are not doing anything means we have to pop. Single element is there on the third part after comma. So mean that you are not doing anything. Not pushing anything, not popping anything. Observe here we have epsilon on the third part. If epsilon is there means we have to pop the element from the stack. Here I'll show you how to check the acceptance of the string. So here this is the string. Q0 is the starting state. So Z0 is the current stack symbol. So from Q0 small a on Z0, Q0 on small a Z0, go to Q0, same Q0 state and push A into the stack. So after pushing A into the stack, now we have in the stack A Z0. Next from Q0 on AA. Q0 on AA, again push A into the stack. So after pushing A into the stack, now stack contains A Z0. So now Q0 on CA. Q0 on CA, Q1A. Now we reached a Q1 state, but don't do anything. Just simply don't push, don't pop. So now Q1 on AA. Pop. Here we have epsilon. So after popping, now stack contains AZ. Now again Q1 on AA, pop. So now stack contains only Z now. Here we read all the strings. So next we have epsilon here. So Q1 on epsilon Z0, Q1 on epsilon Z0, go to the Q2 where Q2 is the final state. Here last we reach to the final state. So the string is accepted by the pushdown. And accepted by empty string here is just we follow the same procedure. Observe here last stack is empty. If stack is empty, then only we say that a string is accepted by the pushdown. And next one is how to design a pushdown automata is by pushing and popping we have to design the pushdown automata. Here the logic to design the pushdown automata for the language A power n, B power n is here the number of A's are equal to number of B's. So the logic here is first whenever A's, we always read the given string, right? So whenever A's comes, push into the stack. So after pushing all A's into the stack, for each A, for each B, pop one A from the stack. So first push all A's into the stack till you get B's. Next for each B, pop one A from the stack. So if you do like this, as here now, if number of A's and number of B's are same, so after reading the whole string, then the stack contains only Z0. So that is the logic here we use. By using that same logic, here we write the transition function. So first initially take Q0 state, Q0 on Z0, push A. Again Q0 on A, push A till we get all A's, we push. Next, whenever we get B, we pop each A. So like that, last after popping all B's, if the stack pointer is Z0, then go to the final state Q. So that is the logic. And next example is a language contains A power n B power 2n. So number of A's followed by double number of B's. So what logic we can use here is for each A, push 2 A's into the stack. So then for each B, pop 1 A from the stack so that the number of A's and number of B's will be balanced. So use that logic to design the pushdown automata for this language. Here we have some example. Consider the transition diagram, pushdown automata diagram. What language it is we have to tell. Here we observe here in this diagram we have two final states. Initially starting state is also a final state. Here from starting state on reading A, here we have A, right? So reading A continuously, we are going to the final state. So it means one language accepted by this is A power n. Next observe here again third state also a final state, means we come from here to here. So means first we take A's, first we read A's, followed by whenever B's come here. See here epsilon we have here and here. So whenever B's come, we pop A's. So means number of A's are equal to number of B's here to reach to this final state. So the correct answer is D. So one is A power n union A power n B power. Which of the following languages are context-free languages? L1 and L3 are context-free languages because first we push all A's, all B's. Then for each A we pop B's because here inside number of B's, number of A's equal, and again outside number of A's, number of B's. Like for L3 also, here m equal to 2 power 2n plus 1. So this is also a context-free language. And LT is not a context-free language. Why? Because here the arranging order is different such that by pushing and popping into the stack, we can't say that this language is context-free. Thank you.